The 10th June 2019 edition of Monday Night Raw featured one of the most conservatively booked shows, with no major angles to speak of other than the Revival regaining the Raw Tag Team titles. But was Smackdown treated the same way? Well, let's look and see. Smackdown opens up with Miz TV interviewing Shane McMahon and Drew McIntyre. Miz tells the fans he wants to fight, but he must follow the script. Miz calls Shane O'Mac the pest in the world, as Shane and the Scottish psychopath are joined by Shane's musical guest, Elias. Shane reminds everyone that he is the best in the world, having defeated Roman Reigns at Super Showdown. The Miz points out Shane's many tainted wins and tells Drew McIntyre he doesn't need to be Shane's flunky. Miz and Shane trade insults, with the Miz telling Shane he's lucky that he was born a McMahon, while Shane tells Miz he shares genetics with a baked potato. Shane tells Miz he can have another shot at him if he can defeat Elias and Drew. The first is Elias, and he makes short work of him, dispatching him with the skull-crushing finale. He then has to face Drew McIntyre. The Miz is eager to get his hands on Shane O'Mac, but McMahon isn't going to make things easy. During the match, McMahon distracts the Miz, and that's all that McIntyre needed to hit the Claymore on Miz, getting the win. After that though, Shane finally agrees to giving the Miz his match, and the Miz puts up a fight, but he's just eaten a Claymore and misses a skull-crushing finale on Shane, tapping out when McMahon applies the triangle chokehold. Now, Shane McMahon has always been entertaining with WWE fans, dating back to his early years during the Attitude Era. However, it's difficult to recall Shane getting pushed so hard as he is now. Does Vince McMahon feel he has no one he can rely on as much as his son? If so, it's boggling that a 49-year-old non-wrestler could be one of the promotion's top heels, and yet it's happening on a regular basis. Are the WWE building things up for a Shane vs Kofi Kingston program? Could we see Shane doing the ultimate heel move by becoming WWE Champion soon? Who knows, but it looks like they're going to put Shane in the title picture very soon. Sonya Deville and Mandy Rose are backstage talking trash with Ember Moon for Sonya's match against Carmella. We then get tag team action between Bryan and Erick Rowan as they face, quote-unquote, local talent. This is purely a squash match, and it sees the planet's tag team champions facing the Yolo County tag team champions in a title unification match. However, Heavy Machinery calls out Bryan and Rowan, demanding a title match. Naturally, Bryan and Rowan brush them off, telling them that they haven't proved themselves. This suggests they fight the jobbers to show that they're worthy. Heavy Machinery then take on the local jobbers, who are AJ Kirsch and Dave Dutra, and it's a pin me pay me time for the two local talent, who are quickly squashed by Otis and Tucker. Heavy Machinery call out the Smackdown Tag Team Champs, but it's clear they won't be defending their belts tonight. Now, Smackdown has quickly become the WWE's tag team junkyard, with the New Day having been out the picture and the Usos performing on Raw. The WWE needs to give teams like Heavy Machinery a chance at winning over the fans, but things are problematic as the company hasn't been building up any teams on SmackDown Live since the Superstar shakeup. One thing's for sure though, they're definitely building towards a Heavy Machinery vs Bryan and Erick Rowan tag team title match at Stomping Grounds. The 24/7 championship provides another rare moment of entertainment as R-Truth tells Carmella how tiring it is to defend the belt. Carmella warns Truth that she has a match tonight, so she won't be able to let Truth out of the case she's about to put him in so he can hide from his would-be contenders. She puts him in the case, locks him up, and then has her match against Sonya Deville. With Rose at ringside, Carmella is fighting an unofficial handicap match as Rose repeatedly interferes. Carmella eventually tires of Rose's interference and goes after her. In the end, Carmella can't fight Deville while dealing with Rose too, and Sonya Deville steals the win. This match couldn't have been more predictable, with Rose providing a helping hand, and even though it's good to see WWE's women roster get matches every week, you'd think the producers would put some effort into designing matches that aren't the same throughout the show. Mainly the same formula that sees outside interference that cost The Miz his match and Carmella her match. Backstage, Alexa Bliss continues to try to manipulate Nikki Cross, telling her that Bayley isn't her friend, and a match tonight with the Huggable One will prove it. Little Miss Bliss reminds Cross that Bayley is just another bully. The New Day are finally together, as Big E has returned from his injury, reuniting with Xavier Woods and WWE Champion Kofi Kingston. The New Day discussed the three men in the WWE who have tried to hold them back, that being Dolph Ziggler, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Xavier Woods reminds Kofi that the WWE Champion holds wins over all three men, which leads to Dolph Ziggler showing up, complaining about Woods' interference at Super Showdown. Ziggler tells Kingston their rematch at Stomping Grounds will be in a steel cage, preventing Kingston's friends from helping out. Ziggler is soon joined by Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Ziggler then calls Kofi a hypocrite as the six men talk smack about their six-man tag match tonight. The WWE is fortunate that the New Day are back together because the company hasn't spent any effort trying to build up any babyface teams on Smackdown. Alistair Black then cuts a promo telling the fans there's too much conflict and not enough resolution in WWE. Black points out that people need not fight over ideologies or turf. Instead, he's willing to fight anyone who wants to call him out. A strange promo and hopefully the beginning of something strong for him, as he's a superstar who's been getting a sustained push, but one lacking direction. We then get a non-title match between SmackDown Women's Champion Bayley as she goes one-on-one against Nikki Cross. In the match, Bayley plays the traditional babyface, giving Cross the benefit of the doubt with clean breaks and such. It's a good bout with Alexa Bliss distracting Bayley, allowing Cross to try and steal a pin. Bayley kicks out and ends the match with a flying elbow smash. There's no denying Bayley's wrestling ability, now it's just a matter of seeing if she can connect with the SmackDown fans the same way she did on NXT. It was good to see Cross finally get some time not only on TV but in the ring. So far though, her main roster career has been a complete letdown. Backstage, Mahal is looking for R-Truth and discovers the crate that the 24/7 champion was hiding in has been shipped off to Raw. The former WWE champion sets out to find Truth and regain the 24/7 belt. It's now the main event, a six-man tag between the New Day versus Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens and Dolph Ziggler. This six-man match was certainly worthy of the title main event. The match featured some excellent high spots, as well as the requisite hot tag after heels isolate a babyface. A miscommunication sees Dolph Ziggler accidentally superkick Sami Zayn, setting things up for Kofi to hit the Trouble in Paradise on Zayn and pin him. It's definitely good to see the New Day back together, and despite many creative problems, this match exemplifies the WWE's enormous talent pool. The six-man match between the New Day, Zayn, KO and Ziggler saved an otherwise boring show. Nonetheless, this one was another predictable production, save for the main event. With the SmackDown review out of the way, let's look at Raw's record low ratings. Now, record low ratings are not surprising considering how bad the WWE's product has been, but it's also due to its competition. Dave Meltzer commented on the ratings, saying, as was predicted, Raw last night, in doing 2.13 million viewers, did the lowest mark in its modern history with the exception of Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve. He detailed Raw's demographic exodus, mentioning, women 18 to 49 dropped 31% from the first to the third hour, men 18 to 49 dropped 15%, teenage girls dropped 63%, teenage boys actually increased 10%, and over 50 dropped 18%. It is notable that during a hot basketball game, that it was women by far turning off Raw more than men, even though in the 18 to 49 demo, the basketball game had a 63-34 male skew. The 3 hours were 8 PM, 2.38 million viewers, 9 PM, 2.09 million viewers, and by 10 PM, 1.91 million viewers. Meltzer reports that Raw came in 7th in the cable ratings on Monday. Dave Shearer of PW Insider notes, however, that Raw's first hour rating was slightly better this week than last. The reasoning? As we noted in our 10th June 2019 Raw report, the show seemed to be booked extremely conservatively, something Bryan Alvarez discussed on Wrestling Observer Live. We knew there was going to be a strong NBA game Monday night on like Saturday or Sunday, so the point of this is that they started writing Raw last week, so they didn't know what kind of competition they were going to have on Monday. Now I can tell you for a fact that last night during Raw, they were monitoring the NBA game, so I believe things were moved around as a result of what was happening during the game. So they do keep an eye on things, and I can't say that they give up. I mean, some things they do give up, like when you know you're going to go head to head against something, and there's just no hope, and they actually do give up. But I don't think you could say that about last night's show. But speaking of low ratings, WWE superstar Batista recently opened up on how bad the WWE creative process is right now, and like Jon Moxley, he's putting the blame on Vince McMahon, mentioning that Cena is the last superstar who achieved success the old way, By that he probably meant full creative control. He mentioned, "The creative process, I still don't get it. It was a nightmare to me the last time I was there, which was 2014, and it seems like it's become worse. It seems like I feel like they don't have a clear vision or a long-term vision. Everything's just week to week, and it doesn't seem like they stick to a plan very much. I don't think that guys, and I'm gonna steal this from somebody, but Jericho pointed out something to me that makes complete sense. He said that John Cena, he's the last guy. He's the last guy who's gonna be over like he is. It's because performers now, they're limited, their hands are tied, they can't go to war like we used to. We used to go to war and beat the crap out of each other, and it earned a level of respect from people. It was like a different level of respect. It was a different level of getting over. We had more freedom. We could be more full of piss and vinegar. We could be more on edge, and the guys are not just given that freedom anymore." What do you guys think? Do you agree with Batista? Could giving some top WWE superstars full creative control be the answer? What did you think of Smackdown? Let us know in the comments down below. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.